Look at this. Look at this gorgeous pixel art. Beautiful, right? Wingeon Game Studios built this. Tiny crew of 20 devs from Curitiba, Brazil. They made a huge promise. An old school retro MMO inspired by Tibia with the classic grid. But then they did something crazy. They threw the grid in the trash. Complete pivot. 360-degree free mouse aiming. No more chessboard movement. This is Drakantos, and it's a modern MMORPG. But it has a unique twist. PvP plays like a competitive MOBA, while the combat feels like an instant character brawler. No customized avatar. Instead, you pick from a preset roster of 20 heroes, like a illusionist, a stealthy rogue, and a kitty cat playing a lute. Yes, a cat. So I looked into the closed beta to see if this free mouse movement actually had teeth. Found myself face to face with the lute playing kitty cat. Naturally, I skipped the cat. I picked the Mystic Archer. I like shooting things from a safe distance, usually. The best part, Drakantos lets you switch between all available heroes after the prologue. Zero risk, job switching, similar to Final Fantasy XIV. But enough about the character select screen. Let's see if this movement engine overhaul actually saved the game. In early playtest, they had this rigid 32x32 movement grid. Nostalgia was high, but input lag was higher. It felt like steering a shopping cart with 3 broken wheels down a steep hill. The system belonged in a slower era. In the old grid combat, you were locked to 90-degree turns. Spacing was a math formula, not a test of reflexes. You stood there and traded stats if a fast mob caught you. So Wingeon did the unthinkable. They killed the grid, they removed friendly collision, put in 360-degree free mouse combat. Instantly, the game feels fluid and highly responsive. Responsiveness and pure execution became the measure of strength. Nostalgia is great, but it's a terrible substitute for a responsive design. 2026 click-to-move grid systems are a relic. If a modern MMORPG doesn't feel fluid, the lobby is gonna be empty. The moment Wingeon freed the mouse cursor, they saved their game. Alright, Diary Entry 1. I began my adventure by following a random little girl NPC into a creepy forest, because that's always a safe idea in a video game. My mission? Find some guy named Paltino. Quest UI tucked away in the top right corner, very clean. Marcello's fighting a giant griffin. I wanted to help, but the game told me my toolbar was locked. Lame. Once the toolbar opened up, the real combat started. Goblins. A lot of them. First impressions of a combat. For a 2D isometric game, it felt a little static at first. Battle a few wolves, and the rhythm really clicks. You can kite enemies around. Manual aim shots are very responsive. Actually have to lead your target. I found Paltino bleeding on the floor. Then a bunch of goblins ambushed me. I immediately declared myself a goblin slayer and shredded them. Boss Goblin King showed up next. His slam attack has a massive threat circle, easy to dodge, but it hurts if it hits. I put him down, saved Paltino, and went to sleep. Literally, the character goes to sleep. The transition scenes, very dramatic. After the prologue, I opened the skill upgrade screen. Active abilities are gated behind level 4, 8, and 12. Then I got my first real quest. Find a missing bottle of wine. Ah yes, alcohol retrieval. Truly the pinnacle of legendary MMO storytelling. But when I walked into the public town hub, things got weird. Welcome to town. Every third player is a copy of my archer. The rest are duplicate cat bards. Like walking into a twin convention where everyone bought the same outfit. Immersion completely dead. But hey, at least we look fabulous. I ran around the town and spotted something. I noticed she had a surprisingly detailed bounce physics for a 2D pixel game. Unnecessary? Yes. Did Wingeon spend a week coding it? Most likely. I got a green crossbow artifact weapon. It has 12 charges and acts as a separate skill cooldown instead of a standard basic weapon. But then, the classic MMO friction hit. The gear score gate. Game told me I needed 460 power rating to progress. So time to run adventures. These are instance dungeon lobbies you queue into. Queued up, saw a teammate, and ruined. Dungeon was surprisingly tough. Poison hazards and traps in the labyrinth absolutely ruin your day. Kited a goblin wave like a speedrunner. Then I walked next to a 3 swarm of bees spawned. I died. Just like that. Melted by a tiny pixelated honeybees in 3 seconds. No epic battle, just a high velocity digital insects making a mockery of my health bar. Lesson learned. Spam F to clear the bees. Or just run for your life. I finished the dungeon, opened a rare blue artifact box, choose the snake jar. This thing is amazing. Throw it, and it releases damage over time snakes every 4 seconds. Shoot again, through snakes, melted trash bags.
Another drink?
Turned in the wine quest, no XP reward. Lame. I kept grinding adventures, reached level 4, looted a hat that gave me 12 power score. Opened another box and got a blowgun artifact this time. Sleeps mobs for 4 seconds, deal 12 damage. Sounds completely terrible, straight into the trash bin. I opened up the upgrade, Recognize skill modifier. Now my shots bounce between multiple targets, slow them down, and clear rooms in seconds. Damage spikes, incredible. I lockpicked the dungeon chest, looted some weapon straps, and officially crossed the 460 power gate. Selected a poison pile artifact to stack with my snake charm for double poison damage. Rank 2 promotion opened up, entered a level 2 adventure. Got slapped immediately. Enemy damage spikes, brutal. But my teammate absolutely melting them. We cleared it, got a skill orb, and decided it was time for the real test. PvP. PvE is just the training grounds. The real heart of Drakantos, close battle, lies in the arena. This is where the game completely shifts. Drakantos PvP is a highly competitive, stat-normalized 3v3 MOBA brawler. It strips your PvE gear score away completely. No spreadsheets, no gear gates, just your mouse cursor, your reaction time, and your spacing. All active skills are fully opened from the start. When you step into the arena, your level 4 gear means nothing. Every player has the exact same base health, defensive armor, and offensive power. Equal stats are the ultimate equalizer. Turns combat into a pure test of skill shots and positioning. I queued into the Winterfell payload escort map. This map features a dual payload mechanic. Both teams have their own payload, push while trying to stop the opponent. It forces this constant splits, frantic skirmishes, and intense positioning. You can't just group up and walk down a single lane. Balance defense and offense simultaneously. Match starts, back at first blood immediately. Felt great. Then my entire team got brutally wiped out by the map trap. Not so great. Falling ice spikes deal massive damage if you stand in the red. A harsh lesson in positioning. I respawned, got another kill, but missed my big ultimate shot completely. But we were able to secure dual payload victory. I gained a skill orb that gives 2 dash charges. The catch, it increases the dash cooldown from 9 to 12 seconds. An excellent trade-off for mobility, in my opinion. In competitive brawlers, having an extra repositioning tool is worth every extra second of cooldown. Match 2, we absolutely destroyed them. I landed a spectacular sniper shot across the screen, executed an enemy player. I predicted their dash. Landing the hit felt amazing. The serotonin spike was real. Playing more PvP shows some critical balance issues. First, healing. Having a dedicated healer in a 3v3 team makes matches incredibly easy. It makes winning trivial. The healing throughput is too high. Focus the healer or you won't make dents in their line. Second, ultimate charge rates. They feel far too rapid. It turns a spacing duel into an ability spam fest. Right now, you get your ultimate ability every 30 seconds if you're landing basic hits. Wingeon needs to slow ultimate charge down. Reward clean play, not explosive ability spam. Third, capture point speed. Even when the opposing teams completely wipe, capturing the point felt incredibly slow. It just drags the pacing down when you're standing there waiting for the progress bar to crawl forward. Despite these balance issues, combat engine stellar. I landed a massive ultimate hitting 3 players and I dominated the scoreboard. 18 kills, 234,000 damage. Complete sweep. Taking out 3 players with a single ultimate felt exactly like landing a 5-man shockwave in League of Legends. It's the kind of high dopamine moment that makes you forget the dungeon grind. The combat feels responsive and highly satisfying. Wingeon absolutely nailed the controls. The arena proves the combat formula is stellar. But Drakantos, a free-to-play game, which means we have to talk about the silent killer, monetization. The developers built a solid design foundation, the visual art's gorgeous, long-term survival's threatened by a free-to-play structure, specifically a triple deep monetization matrix. First, hero unlocks. You unlock characters with gold or cash. This is the classic League of Legends model. Second, cash shop cosmetics, standard stuff. Third, optional premium VIP subscription. The sub offers convenience and progression boosts. Here's the problem. We've seen too many brilliant indie MMORPGs that die because the publishers wanted to squeeze every last dollar out of the launch honeymoon phase. If the gold grind to unlock that roster of 20 plus preset heroes is artificially throttled, game will suffer. If the developers restrict gold generation to forced cash transactions, the community will revolt. No one wants to play a high-skill MMORPG that feels like a second job. Monetization is the gravity of the game design. A greedy cash shop will drag you down no matter how high your combat system fly. If Wingeon plays it fair, with the VIPs up, they win. Drakantos has huge potential. It's built for players who want execution over gear stats. I played for 2 hours, the time flew by, the game is hard to put down. So here's the blunt verdict. Drakantos gets a solid, positive thumbs up. Mouse movement pivot is a triumph. 3v3 arena is absolute blast. And Wingeon nailed the combat controls. Keep a cynical eye on that cash shop when the game launches. Wingeon wants a VIP subscription. They have to earn it. Just don't let them turn a great game into a swipe to win chore. I will support the studio, but the moment Hero Grind feels like a second job, I'm out. Thanks for the time. See you in the next one. Back to the grind.